Good morning. What's going on, Ellie? How we doing?
Doing good.
What's
Happy
today?
To be here.
Today is Tet Elul. It is September 2nd. The Real Kindness Podcast. Be kind to yourself.
Right. Be kind to us and get this podcast on. I know what it's doing.
Just FYI, I know we haven't thrown this out there in a while, but if anybody wants to sponsor this podcast, Ellie and I, we've been doing this for 2 years, and
yes, that would be amazing.
It'd be nice if anybody would like to sponsor this. Sponsorship can range anywhere from $180 to $18,000. So whatever you guys want to do, if you enjoy what we're doing, let us know. We could even send you, we'll send you a link to have it sent over, or you can Zelle or whatever it may be, and we can have the class dedicated.
I'm still PayPal.
To the, you could do PayPal. You can have the class dedicated to a loved one for Refuah Shlema or whatever it is. But yeah.
So let's do a good morning for YouTube, because it was.
Good morning.
I got my Nissan Black merch on straight away.
Who's going to be here next Shabbat, right?
Yes, the week after we're going to have Nissan Black in the house.
In the hizzy.
In Shirat David.
Yes.
And it's exciting. And we're also, in front of everybody, providing Yosef Aharon.
I got merch!
With his God is King free t-shirt. Extra large, just for you.
Nice.
Not being insulting.
Thank you.
Just being real.
That's awesome. No, I'm a fat guy. It's all good.
No, you're not.
I am. It's okay.
Also gets the double extra, and I probably could do with it. No, I do have one. I think this is a double extra. It looks fine on me. So it depends. Some people are just bigger,
I love the black. This is awesome.
Let's keep it positive. And also, I got a honey since we last met from my Rebbe, from the Tolna Rebbe. Not just one honey, many honeys. And you see it says Tolna. I don't know if I'm giving you that, because that's for the family from the Rebbe.
But you said you got a bunch of them.
I do have a bunch.
So can I get a bracha? Can I get that and have the bracha from the Tolna Rebbe? We're supposed to be kind. We're supposed to be kind to us.
Now you're pushing it. This is kind.
But this is also kind.
Okay, let's hold out. Let's see how good this podcast energy flow is, and we'll see if you guys can vote if Yosef Aharon gets the honey. Okay, you'll send us a DM. Yosef Aharon, should he get the honey from the Tolna Rebbe? Just for doing the Being Kind podcast. Right now, I know it's a real kindness podcast. It's about being real. But it's also, today we're going to talk about being. Remember, that was a big concept. We have Shabbos, beautiful Joshua, Shirat David.
It's not a matter of having, it's a matter of being. There are plenty of people who live in Chutz La'aretz who have things here in Israel. They have property here in Israel. I go visit in Israel once, twice a year, or whatever it may be, which is beautiful. It's great. But are you being in Israel? Are you in Israel? Are you living in Israel?
It's an experiential reality here.
That's really what it's about. And I actually had a discussion with my wife.
Trying to explain that to people.
The Lillians, we discussed this, and it's one of those things where in order to actually... Listen, I'm lucky. I'm very fortunate. Growing up, I did not go to camp. It's not lie. I'm lucky. I came to Israel almost every summer. And I grew my love for Israel and for the land, because this is what we did every summer. My grandparents, Aleim Shalom, they lived in Tel Aviv. We literally, the five of us.
I didn't get that. I came when I was an older teenager.
You were an Alta It was okay.
Yeah.
My grandparents lived in an apartment in Tel Aviv. Zalman Shazar 47. That's the name of the street and the building number. We used to come for 6 to 8 weeks every summer. And I grew my love and appreciation for the land of Israel, for the people of Israel. I used to remember it when back in the day, we're talking about 30 plus years ago, that, our neighbors, when they would talk to you, they wouldn't even look you straight in the face. They would talk to you looking down, because there was an awe, there was a fear, there was something that no longer exists. But that's not what we're talking about today. We are talking about being kind to ourselves.
What's funny is that Hanan Ben-Ari literally just posted a video about Eretz Yisrael. So Hanan, it's called Achi, but it also, another video just came up as well on your feed.
Yeah, I saw that. No, that's the new one. That's the Achi. He's singing about, I think, a brother who went to war or something like that.
But it's connected to Eretz Yisrael, because it's about Eretz Yisrael.
It's about the war and Eretz Yisrael and the war that's going on right now.
So we got to tune into there's a vibe going on in the world. There's an energy, and part of why we wanted to talk about being kind to ourselves and obviously together, is something that Elul, people don't exactly, the Devash. Remember, send your DMs if you should get it. Yeah, that please just realize that first, before you can really care about other people, you really have to recha kamocha. We've mentioned this before. Really learn to love yourself. That's the cloud god of the Torah. And also we've been learning Rabbi Nachman here in Shirat David, Rabbi Noson's Torah, Likuti Halachas, with permission of Rav Shlomo in between Mincha Marav. And one of the points come up again is being able to first be able to see the Nekudas Tovas within. And that's partly the nurturing that we have to do to be able to then build it from out without. And that's going to be the challenge on all our daily avodas. Just going to make sure this is on. Otherwise I don't want your sound to be messed up. Okay, there we go. Everything's a bit technically. This is another thing. We'd love to have this all set up with a proper professional studio. So we need all the tools we can get. So everyone needs to tune in.
By the way, Ellie, we forgot something.
Yeah, go on, a song.
Yeah.
What song would be?
I think since we mentioned Hanan Ben Ari, we got to do Hashivenu again.
I think so. Let's go.
Yeah?
Yeah, let's go.
Hashivenu Hashem Elecha Venashuva 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 Hashivenu Hashem Chadish Chadish Yameinu Chadish Yameinu Kekedem Chadish Chadish Yameinu Chadish Yameinu Kekedem Venashuva 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 Hashivenu Hashem. Also fits in because we're in Elul and Hashivenu and
Kedem.
Chadish Yamenu Kekedem.
Got to get back to the Kedem, how ideally Am Yisrael really should shine, and we're doing that. We're on our process.
Shine bright like a diamond.
We're on the road. So let's just clarify a few things. We're in the middle of Elul almost. It's Tet Elul, and Tet Elul is Rav Sodik's Yotzai. We're sitting at the table. Rav Shlomo, we have to give a big thanks to his influence, his energy.
Yes.
You know, one of the things he wants us to really bring out a deeper and stronger connection. Panemius. And that's what we're learning here. We had already Erev Shabbos here and Rav Asher Freund Torah, beautiful from Rabbi Biederman as well, and the Chiyas. We have to have vitality in what we're doing, and also talking about being very real as a chevra. Like that's one of the beautiful things of the being kind, real kind focus that we're doing today. That we have to do it together. It's the kindness doesn't really work alone. It's a unified experience.
But the only way you're really able to do that is if you're kind to yourself. And I actually was talking to Ellie about this last night, and this is something that I struggle with. I'm sure a lot of us struggle with, but this is something that growing up in a very Sephardic Middle Eastern home, where parents, my dad, God bless him, she lived to 120, grew up in Afghanistan, where a small amount of Jews amongst millions of Muslims, moved to America, had kids, raised the kids here. He was very, very strict because he was afraid that we would, assimilate. So I developed a certain extent. Like I'm very, very hard on myself because I don't want anyone else to be harder on me. So and then I come to Shirat David. I'm 44 years old. I moved to I moved to Efrat. I moved to Efrat. I'm not 44 now. I was 44 when I made Aliyah, and I moved to Efrat, and I met Rav Shlomo, and I come to Shirat David, and it's basically, I start learning Chassidut, and it's almost to a certain extent not the complete opposite, but it's so very different as to what I've learned and what I've been quote unquote programmed to do my entire life, and not being so hard on yourself, and it's okay. I wanted to get up and go to Minyan this morning, but I was exhausted and I really couldn't. But I did get up, and I did get up later, and I put tefillin on in the Zman. It's okay, right? I made a bracha, but I made it really, really quickly. Okay, it's okay.
Yeah, Elul is the From Yetzirah tells you,
right.
Are you doing enough? All the voices, and we have a From Yetzirah, not From Yetzirah, and the whole point is that we have to center ourselves, balance, focus, and by being kind, nurturing ourselves, and being true to ourselves, and being in touch with the Nakuda Tova, then we won't allow these voices to overwhelm us. In fact, hopefully, we'll remove these voices. I was speaking to Rav Shlomo about getting up and speaking in the shul. I'm speaking in the shtibur every week now, a few times at the family minyan. And I spoke up, we mentioned it already, Musaf one time, but I don't speak that much. But I was asked this month to start speaking a bit more. And I said to him, what about there's one person there's a bit, who'll be a bit critical, not because he's negative, but he's my friend and we learn together. And he has something, he wants to say a little bit of feedback when he listens in. He said, you have to get to a point where you don't listen to that voice, like where you do what you have to do. You got to change your mind. Right. And that's the same within the negative prosecutor within these self-prosecutions. We have to learn to tune out, unless when it's to help us grow, because sometimes there's truth, and we do have to improve ourselves, and that's part of the tshuva process of cheshbon and nefesh, and working out what's the healthy voice that will help us become closer to Hashem, and what are all the negative energy voices that make us, God forbid, away from our avodas Hashem. And part of being kind is also sifting out in a real way what is real kindness and what is a waste of time,
right.
or just showcasing, I hope I try to always be authentic. I don't try to show off anything. If I'm posting something, it's because it's something that's real, that's happening, and I feel like the world can share in that light.
Right. So that's, to a certain extent, I'm very similar in the sense that, all you need to do is look at me on Shabbat and you'll understand why. I wear my jalabiya, and it's people always say, like a passed down from generation. Like, no, I was learning Hilchot Shabbat, and I knew they need to have a beged Shabbat, and people made comments and people ridiculed and people whatever, because it's different, they're not accustomed to it, and it's understandable. And I always said, and I tell this to Rav Shlomo all the time, and I tell it to my other Rebbeim, Rabbi Efrati, and my rabbis in America, Rabbi Yosef Korkis. I tell them, if I'm doing something halachically wrong, I want to know. I need you to tell me. But if I'm not doing something wrong, other people's opinions, with all due respect,
the comments. Don't read the comment section. We're not getting that much, other than the negative anti-Semitic ones.
We don't get comments, but it's okay.
We delete the negative ones.
I'm of the mindset more and more lately. If you don't have anything nice to say, don't say anything at all. But at the same time, there are people who get enjoyment out of saying negative things to other people. And
some people are just in pain. Their pain. It's like with Erkat Tolly talks about their pain bodies.
But the only way that they can feel good about themselves if they try to, that's the only, that, their state of happiness is being in pain. To a certain extent, as crazy and backwards as that sounds, it is a real thing. So, Baruch Hashem, it's one of those things where, and it drives my wife crazy sometimes, but if I know that I'm not doing anything wrong, but people find it to be off, and they comment, with all due respect, I don't care. It doesn't bother me, unless you're certain people in my life that it's critically important. Meaning my parents or my wife.
You have a Rav, someone
right, or my
you look up
rebellion.
to, a friend, a good friend.
Like
I'm happy for this person to give me critique, but the key is I can't let it, in a way, affect my functioning.
Correct.
It only has to be there, and if it's a good friendship, which I think it is,
as long as it's constructive.
Yeah, it's constructive. He said that. I asked him about it yesterday because I had a straight conversation with him. I'm not scared to communicate to people about things I'm working through. And another thing I think is healthy tshuva also means like we were talking about before with the size things, to getting ourselves more healthy physically, like, and not neglecting our bodies and our mental state, emotional state. And that's part of giving us ability to do tshuva. So when we get to Tishrei, we have some sort of level of yishuv. That's because we're healthy. We're able to function sleep-wise and schedule-wise, because it does get quite intense during, this month of slichot. For you guys, you already started. And then,
it's been.
So where are you going to get that strength from? One is from the Neshama Kadosha, from the Chiyas, from the Nakuda Tova. That's what we're learning about here. But also, practically, you have to physically get yourself into a state, and emotionally, that you're available for these spiritual opportunities that present themselves during Elul and Tishrei. And that will be a big key to be able to being kind together, because you've created the vessel for yourself, for the shefa, and then that shefa can go outwards to others.
Right. And it's so important. It really is. Like, if you're not kind to yourself, you're not going to be kind to other people. You might think that you're being kind to other people, but it's not real kindness. And this is something that my wife... Because again, I'm working on being kinder to myself. I am hypercritical of myself, but I'm working on...
This is a work in progress. We're discussing the tough things.
Right.
We're not pretending.
We're not sugarcoating it. We're not sugarcoating anything.
We're not saying we've got this stuff down pat.
I know, all I know is I know nothing. Right? Like the more you learn, like I remember the more I was learning Chavot Alephavot, right? The more I was learning that, the more I realized I knew absolutely nothing. Like mamash, you learn more Torah and you realize you don't know anything. But but my wife, as always, was right, and she's like, you need to be easier on yourself. So I'm working on being easier on myself, but also easier on myself so I can be kinder to other people. I try to be very kind to almost everybody I meet. I really, Just One Chesed has helped me tremendously with doing that, with helping the Chayalim as much as I possibly can, or Miluim wives, or whatever it may be, all the chesed that we're doing. But I still need to be critical of myself. And I told you this last night, because I don't want anybody else to be more critical of me than I am of myself.
100%.
It's almost like a defense mechanism that I probably need to work on and speak to somebody about. But I am working on being kinder to myself, not being so hard on myself if I didn't do things exactly the way that I wanted to do. And that's also letting go and realizing that whatever happened was supposed to happen because it happened, right? Kodesh Baruch Hu wanted something to happen. That's not within my control. It happened. I have free will, but whatever I can do, I do, and whatever ends up happening was supposed to happen. And I don't want to get into too much of that and open up a can of worms in that, because there are a lot of people that can say a lot of different things about that. But at the end of the day, we really need to be kinder to ourselves. And when we are kinder to ourselves, it starts at the home, to ourselves, to our spouses, to our children. And from there, we will be kinder to everyone around us. And Be'ezrat Hashem, we will be kind, and HaKadosh Baruch Hu will be kind to us.
And 2 shout-outs, three actually, in fact. Thank you to Shirat David for hosting us. Let's say 4. Thank you for all the wonderful artists who put out creative energy and speak up for Am Yisrael, especially all these amazing speakers we had with Mike Rav. We had the US Senator Mike Huckabee,
Ambassador Huckabee was here.
Yeah,
it was
awesome.
Great.
And shout out to those who involved bringing him here, and also shout out to both of us that we're working for beautiful organizations. This is Yosef Aharon with Just One Chesed and all the Chesed you're bringing about, and myself for Unity Bookings, bringing opportunities for artists and communities to connect, speakers also, and it's, creatives. This is what we're here for. And a shout out to all the Rebbes, all the Tzaddikim, all of Am Yisrael for making this new year to come, touching pay.
Please DM and let Ellie know that I should get the honey from the
All it takes is 1 or 2 DMs,
because he's got a bunch of others.
I'm going to leave it by my desk until I get that DM. Okay, only love. You guys got to make it happen. The Chesed, honey for Yosef. That's the cause. Sorry about the beginning. It's a bit Labor Day.
I'm sure.